and it was very close to where we stayed. So we were not driving at that time. We left cars at home. We walked to the prayer mountain. Yes, since it was very close. So as I stayed up praying some more, and she was climbing down the mountain. It was a prayer mountain, very high prayer mountain, and she was climbing all the way down. Okay.
This is Cape Town or what?
This is
Johannesburg.
Yes, this is Johannesburg, Bedford,
Mind you, I'm going to tell you.
in Bedford, actually. So when I was praying, I'm closing my eyes, I'm worshiping, I'm praising God, someone comes into the mountain, shouting, asking everyone, "Who's John? Where is John?" You know, I'm thinking, what is going on? Then this guy in wearing his jogging attire comes to me. "I'm John," you know. He comes to me. Your sister, she's been robbed. Just almost at the bottom of the prayer mountain, just a little. So I left what I was doing, ran down, straight down. So I got to her. She was just laid flat. She had multiple injuries on her chest area and bruises, and her back was fractured. She couldn't move. She was a very stubborn person, if I may say. So I'm thinking when these people were there there were two men, armed men. I'm sure they tried to rob her and she resisted. Of course she resisted because she didn't have much, but obviously this age, your phone is something that you keep wherever you are. And obviously most ladies move with a small purse with whatever valuable stuff they didn't know what she was carrying. I just know that I was with her, but every time ladies just carry the smallest of purses. She was a lady.
Of course. That's not a question.
She wasn't a...
That's not a question.
Yes,
it's about being lady.
Yes. So a lady should always have, a purse.
Yeah, of course.
To keep things
in scene.
Yes. So she was a lady. So she obviously had. Wherever she went, she had either the smallest. So knowing her, obviously, she could have resisted. I wasn't there. No one was there. Unfortunately, we could never know what happened. I came down running, saw her flat. She couldn't talk. She couldn't walk. I had to carry her to the hospital. Okay. She said a very few words. She couldn't talk. So in my mind, I was like, I would ask her more details once she's recovered. You understand? So I took her to Jamestown Hospital. I stayed with her the whole day. There were queues. The doctors ran tests. They did scans, the head scans, the chest scans, the rib scans, the back scans, everything. Okay? I stayed up until the morning. Okay? The whole night, the whole day. The doctors running their tests. Then she was finally released. They said she's fine. Okay. And she even questioned me at that time, but I'm still vomiting blood. And I said, I asked the doctors about it, and I asked again, why is she still vomiting blood? They said when a person is hit with impact, obviously blood is going to come out for a certain period. but it was stopped. And I asked them, what about the heart? Is it affected? The ribs? Anything that I should know about? They said everything is okay. And I said, she's still feeling pain. She still can't walk. Is she okay? They said the muscles were dealt with impact. So the muscles are going to be painful for a few days, a few weeks, very quickly and all of that. So I got comfortable thinking, okay, so it's nothing serious. It's just the muscle damage and the body, but it's going to clear. They gave me pills to buy. I bought the pills. We went back home. So for the few days, she started recovering a little bit. She could walk to the bathroom and back by herself. So I thought she's recovered. Okay. So, but on a Wednesday, it was 3 days after. 3 days after that incident. 3 days after the armed robbers did whatever they did to her. We can never know what exactly they did. Did they push it to fall? Because there was a staircase, Yeah, there was a staircase from the mountain. I don't know if they pushed it, they did what, but there was bruising all over. So we'll never know. It's quite a sensitive topic still for me. But on a Wednesday, she told me, I think I'm going to die. So then I started panicking because I thought she was getting better.
They say that's now okay.
Yeah. But a few minutes later, she couldn't feel her legs. She called me, I can't move. I'm asking for. And I took her, carried her to the car. But at that moment, she was extremely heavy. But I refused to believe that she was gone. I carried her, put her in a car, we drove to the hospital. By the time I got there, I refused to believe anything. I still carried her from the car, put her on a stretcher bed, ran inside the hospital, took a stretcher bed, put her in, ran inside, called the doctors, screamed. The doctors came, they inspected her eyes. They didn't say anything. I kept pushing it inside until they stopped me. And she's gone. I remember they took over. They put her in another room, different room. Then I went in there, prayed, asking God for a favor, asking God for grace. I prayed in there for hours, but she was already gone. I still believed, I still couldn't believe or accept that she's gone. This is the first time I'm sharing this. I stayed in there. Everyone was worried outside. I stayed in there for hours trying to and pray and trying anything.
By everyone, we mean the hospital staff or Also, people
The hospital staff were also amazed with my stubbornness because I wasn't listening to anything they were saying. Okay. I just chose not to believe whatever they say, you know. I wasn't supposed to go in there and stuff like that, but I just couldn't accept it, you know, that the person is God and to say, okay. So I spent hours praying, but she didn't come in. That was it. My brothers came through. I told them the situation, and that was it. Oh, that was the most painful time of my life, most stressful and depressing part, because my mom had passed on in 2019. Okay, and when our queen, you know, the way I explained to you how she was, how pure she was, how loving she was, and how close we were to the dancing, all of that.
To me, she's the original.
She passed on 2019. Okay. So the time we're, you know, coming out of mourning, you know, 2021 ended.
Yeah, it's difficult times.
It was the most difficult time of my life. And we were also recovering from COVID-19.
Yeah, a lot is happening.
It was just too much at that time. But I moved. I started processing her papers to come to bring her back to Zimbabwe. I called my sister, my Ziambi, to make calls to make things faster, you know. Everyone was now waiting for us in Zim. But obviously a post-mortem needed to be done, and the procedures and processes was taking too long, and I reached out to my sister Maiziambi to call the South African government. So she did. After making calls, everything went faster. So, and there was the COVID-19 thing still going on as well, regulations at the border post and all of that. So she kept, movement was still, so she kept making calls up until we crossed. This is the first time I'm sharing this. I was with her. I was one of the last people to see her alive. We were staying in South Africa. It's quite a sensitive topic still. For me, I think this is the question that should be burning inside everyone's heart. Who's John? Where is John? You know? I'm thinking, what's going on? There were two men, armed men. I'm sure they tried to rob her and she resisted. I think I'm gonna die. She would spend hours on the mirror, but she was always that person in the community. They know who to call, you know?
This is interesting.
But my mom, Vangavane, that voice, she was a singer. Vangavane, that voice, when she sings, singing in Zulu, at that time of apartheid, they could call my dad. They would come to my house because my dad was more of an inside person. He wasn't an outdoor.
All right.
I'm like probably a fourth generation entertainer. That's why it's in our blood. It comes easy. So whenever there is a celebration or funeral or anything that needs a drum player, music is just comes natural to us.
zvese zvaari kuita zvakangofanana nekumamvura to her. Just
to her.
I wake up, I eat breakfast, to her zvese zvaari kuita zvai zvakuita. But to us we'll be like where's the movie?
She was on the rise again.
Second rise.
Yes, on the second rise. As she has always wanted, I know with Osana, Arnold Marisa, the one who's acting in America at the moment. So her dream was always to keep rising and go global.
Yeah.
And get recognition. Nana, all
Salad. The salad is not tomorrow.
we were into it all. If you could listen to our library, you definitely
it's a wide range.
You won't know which one is we do best.
Yeah, it's a wide
Because we touch from hip hop to R&B, soul, even to reggae, to Afro pop, and she was after that she was training models. She was doing a lot of things at the same time. She was that kind of a person. I want everybody to know and understand this. After all businesses, after all making money, after the big houses, big cars, I don't want people to forget, and I want to ask this question. Why were you created?
That's right. Yeah. Yo. Studio 263. Well, it's the place to be. There's no other place me I would rather be. Timuguva hoping you wanna knock it out. Timuguva wanna stress out. But I know that you know your life is what you make it. I know you were strong and